Here to discuss the week in business and how it impacts you are Heather Zumaraga. She's the president of Zuma Global and a financial analyst. And her new book, mark your calendar, is coming out on January 19th. The Man's Guide to Corporate Culture, a practical guide to the new normal and relating to female coworkers in the modern workplace. And Chris Markowski, he's the host of the Watchdog on Wall Street radio show and the president of Markowski Investments. All right, welcome to you both. Heather, the economy shed 150,000 jobs in December, ending 7 months of growth. Really unusual during a December, during holiday shopping. Are you concerned about a protracted downturn here?
Right. Job growth really slowing to a halt in December. We saw a loss of 140,000 jobs, and that was way below expectation. Most of those losses, actually all of them, were women. So while there were gains, men had gains in the labor market. It's an interesting dynamic. And the obvious reason is because of those school closures and daycares that are shut down. I was one of those parents that did have to temporarily quit my job during the initial shutdown to take care of my 5-year-old, because if you have kids and you're at home, the mothers are the primary caretakers, and you're really seeing that reflected in the labor market right now. The fact that schools are shut down and there's nobody else to help them at home with those responsibilities of taking care of the kids. So it's really having an impact, a negative impact on the economy.
Chris, with the Senate now almost in the hands of Democrats, that's going to happen here over the next couple of weeks. What does it mean for taxpayers and the American economy? And do you think the middle class will get hit? And just, so folks understand, the Biden tax plan, there are going to be people who will be paying a combined tax burden of between 40 and 50%. Because of that tax plan. And that looks like that could actually get passed. So talk to us about how this could impact individual taxpayers.
It could even get worse than that if you happen to live in a blue state like New York or California, Illinois, where you couple the state taxes in there. It can get pretty ugly very, very quickly.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm kind of hopeful for is, because we're in this pandemic still, that I think it's going to, I don't know if Biden is going to go full force with any sort of raising of taxes in 2021. If he does, I think it'll come in the latter parts of 2021 into 2022. I do think that they'll probably try to push through the deduction for state and local state taxes, and also for your interest on your homes, which they took away in the Trump tax cut. So I think that is going to be coming. I'm not so sure they're going to be able to raise taxes that quickly.
All right. Well, that would be certainly good news. Heather, Schumer and Biden are saying that they are going to spend hundreds of billions of dollars to send out $2,000 checks to people. It's one of their first priorities. They're looking to advance that tax plan, which could see small businesses, farms, staring down the barrel of higher tax rates. There are also new regulations that are proposed that could cost companies billions. So if you run a small business right now, how do you actually prepare for this? Because there is, Chris is right. There's a lot of uncertainty here. There's no foregone conclusion. You've got a 50-50 Senate. You've got a House that's almost evenly divided. But if you're a small business owner, you got to look ahead and you've got to prepare. How do you do that?
You hire a really great accountant if you can afford it, because you'll need it. The irony is that most of the deregulation and tax cuts implemented under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, for example, really help small businesses. And now they're going to repeal and roll that back almost right away. That's one of their initiatives. Other than budget reconciliation, you do need at least 60 votes in the Senate to pass most legislation. So I think when you look at the stock market, for example, the stock market's rallying, say, okay, Democrats have a majority, but it is razor thin. However, taxes are still likely to head higher. And it's really going to hurt the people that Democrats say that they would like to help, those blue-collar workers, the lower-income families that have been hit hardest during this pandemic, African Americans and Hispanics. Those are the people it's going to hurt, these type of economic policies, the most. And I just think that it's important that the American people understand that increasing regulations and taxes is not what you need to do during a pandemic.
Chris, something interesting this week. Elon Musk is now the richest man in the world. What does that tell us about America, the American economy, and the global economic picture today and into the future, do you think?
They love making these lists in regards to who's the wealthiest in the world, and it's based upon stock. It's not like these guys are Scrooge McDuck and they've got gold coins in their bathtub somewhere. Right. Elon Musk would have to sell all of that stock to actually translate it and make it into dollars. It's not a casino where you show up at a window. He starts selling his stock, the stock drops, and it's not worth as much. What this tells us in regards to our economy moving forward is, again, everybody is, especially with a Biden administration, they're going to think they're going to continue to push this the Green Jobs Initiative, and electric cars are right there. I mean, one of the first things I think Biden wants to do is put electric charging stations, thousands of them all over the country. That's right up Elon Musk's alley. And there's a lot of cash out there, a lot of money printing, and it needs to find a home somewhere. And it's finding its home in a lot of these tech stocks, that's for sure.
Yeah, Heather, what industries do you think are going to stand to lose or gain most from Democrats now controlling Congress and the presidency?
Well, I think the increase in corporate taxes will hit technology sector first and foremost. They have the biggest gains in the market. But I think as taxes head higher, you'll see a lot of money come out of the NASDAQ, which comprises most of those tech companies, which were actually up over 40% last year, right, which is amazing. And I think the sectors that would benefit, you can look at pharma's benefiting from the pandemic thus far, regardless of Republicans or Democrats in Congress. But materials and industrials, because there is bipartisan support on those infrastructure deals. And look, he said it. He's not shy about it. He's going to spend trillions, more than we already have, with the national debt standing at $27 trillion right now. And you know what? That's going to cause gold to go up. Bitcoin, if you look at that as an alternative currency, that's off the charts. And inflation is on the horizon. But I do think we'll get infrastructure spending, so you can look at materials or industrials as a place to invest going forward.
All right, Heather and Chris, great analysis. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.